Hey guys, it's Derek here. This past weekend, we got a lot of new figure announcements and a few updates from the recent WonFes and WonHobby. So let's waste no more time and kind of go over a few of the things that have caught my eye. I got my laptop over here, so we're just gonna start scrolling through, and it's gonna be a little bit more jumbled up and messy because there's a lot of releases for certain characters, but from different companies. So we're gonna start over at the WonHobby side. There's a whole bunch of new Nendoroids that were announced. They did a new Samurai Champloo Mugen Nendoroid. Now, I'm pretty sure this means we're gonna get a few more of the characters from that series. Personally, I wasn't too into this back in the day, but I do see this as a classic. We also got a gray prototype of the Guts Nendoroid, which looks very solid. Not too much going on in terms of extra plates so far. We just see the normal generic face that's kind of frowning, and there's just a whole lot of little detail. Little armor bits, little knives, and his Dragon Slayer. Hopefully, if this sells well, we'll also get things like a Casca or a, Griffith, or maybe even a Berserk form of him. Berserker armor form of him. Seems like some of the older shows that you grew up with are also getting a bit more recognition nowadays, because we're also getting a Alucard from Hellsing. He looks pretty good. Very mischievous smile. And has his two massive guns. He looks like it's going to be a little bit taller than your standard Nendoroid because the joints look a little bit bigger, but kind of curious how this will be when it's fully colored. Might be a good pickup though. Moving on to a pop-up parade that I might actually pick up, so it will probably be the very first one on the channel. It is the Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann XL pop-up parade. This one looks really good. Very great detail sculpted into here, and if it's anything like how they did the Berserker Armor Guts in the larger format, this is probably going to look good too. I'm really curious to see how this will be when it's fully colored and painted, but we also got a matching Kamina, which, I mean, Mans is pretty angry. I kind of like it. Oh, never mind, it's a Simon. I knew that. Moving on to one of the most popular games that popped out last year in Elden Ring, we're also going to get a Nendoroid of Rani. I know a lot of people have been simping over her. She looks pretty cute here, and probably worth your pickup. You also get a weird kind of see-through face that kind of goes along with it, so I'm not sure how that all works out, but you do get the extra hands and arms and everything. This is pretty cool. Maybe in the future we'll also get like a Rodan or something. But if we're going to be speaking about game Nendoroids, you definitely need to pick up the new Lucy, David Martinez, and Rebecca. Now we got great prototypes of Lucy and David. They both look pretty good. Very accurate to what the anime looked like, but we have nothing with Rebecca just yet. Hopefully that one's gonna turn out good, because I do want to have all three of them. We also get great prototypes of their pop-up parades, which also look very accurate to what they look like, but I'm still holding out for a proper scale for everyone, or at least Lucy and Rebecca. David, I'll maybe just get the Nendoroid. And for all my Hololive fans, they basically went ballistic. There's a ton of pop-up parades announced, some color prototypes, some gray ones, and we also got a ton of Nendoroid. Two of which I'm really excited for. We got a painted prototype of Amelia Watson, looking really good. Really cute here. I'm probably to add this to the collection so we can kind of fill out Gen 1 EN. And there's also Kanata. She looks really cute here. To start the jumping around a little bit, there is a new company that has kind of sprouted up. Well, I can't really say it's a new company because they do a lot of designs for your favorite characters. Like all of my Rems are basically done by the same people, Design Coco, and they've decided to start making their own figures under their own label, I guess. The first one that has caught my eye is a 1/7 scale Gura and Blue, which is already on pre-order, and I may have already pre-ordered this. This looks really good. You have her in a very cute pose. The facial expression could be a little bit more happy, but overall it's just pretty much Gura. Little wave effects in the back, and the pricing was under 25,000 yen, so that was actually pretty good. Hopefully this turns out good. We'll have to see. This is still a prototype, but I already pre-ordered it. Next up, we have a Pekora quarter scale from Freeing. Now, this one is her generic outfit. Looks really good, but I don't know, for me it doesn't really do too much. She doesn't have that chaotic energy and playful energy that you normally associate with her. But if I had to choose between this one and the F-Nex one, which is I believe also a quarter scale, I would get the F-Nex quarter scale instead. It just looks a little bit better. You're getting real kimono fabric or yukata fabric, and she just has that playful energy. This one I believe was announced a little bit earlier, but if you're gonna be spending the good money, you might as well get the good one. If that bunny is not your cup of tea, there's also a B-style version of Miracle coming out, which looks really good. It's probably gonna be my very first quarter scale bunny figure that's not a bunny girl. She's technically bunny woman, muscle mommy. This one's probably gonna be really, really expensive. I think some people online were saying this is gonna go in that ballpark of like $700. I think this one might be worth it. I don't know. I'm kind of just coping here. I just want a reason to buy this. Moving back to Nendoroids for a quick sec. The Bocchi the Rock series has been getting a lot of love, and Hitori herself has gotten a Nendoroid release, which I have already secured, and the rest of her bandmates also have gotten announcements. Now, this is really, really exciting. I recently just finished watching the entire thing, and I can't get enough of this. There's also been a few scales announced for Bocchi, the first one being her in a maid outfit from Aniplex. I mean, it only really showed up for one episode, but I guess that's all we need in order to get a figure nowadays. And they're also going to be putting out one of her in her band t-shirt outfit with a guitar, which may be, I don't know, it might be a little bit different. There's another one out there as well. I forget which company does it, but it's her in her tracksuit or her jumper, also with a guitar. So there's a ton of different options for her, and I'm really glad they're doing that. Sticking with the Aniplex theme, we're also going to be getting a new Kitakawa Marin. Now, they've already made 2 other versions, and this time they're making a night pool party version. I don't think we've ever seen this one in the anime. Maybe this happens way, way later. But she has a drink in her hand, and she's, sitting on like a floaty. I don't know. Sure, sign me up, I guess. We're also finally getting a 3D rendering of a gray prototype of Marin wearing, I think, her very first outfit in the anime. Or the first cosplay she did. Not entirely sure which one it's from anymore, but there's a chain and there's a bed. I'm definitely passing on this one now, but hey, I thought I'd at least tell you guys this was available or coming soon, and also to prepare your wallets because it's Easter. But if those 2 still didn't do it for you, Spirit Tail is going to be releasing 2 more Marins, one in her Succubus form and one in her Bikini form. So more options for Marin. These are just announcements, but we'll wait and see. Maybe this is the one that I will get. Maybe. Another series that I've been watching a lot this season is actually The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. The main character here, or the female lead here, Miharu, is very, very cute. And she's just super wholesome. So I ended up pre-ordering the Nendoroid for her already. She has like an umbrella and also a teddy bear and some other accessories. This looks super, super cute. I have a feeling this might be a little more like sought after in the future. Do what you want to do. There's also an FNX version that's coming out with some real tights, which also looks good. And I may have already pre-ordered as well. A Shibuya Scramble one, which we didn't really get too much. I believe this will be in her school uniform. And Spirit Tail is also making one with her with some sunflowers and kind of like a date outfit. This one looks really, really cute. Just a great prototype here. Yeah, this might be joining the collection too. We also finally got a painted prototype of the Good Smile Chisato from Rukiris Recoil. She's holding her gun here, looking really, really cute. And the colors actually look pretty decent too. There's also a gray prototype of Takina now, and I originally didn't think she'd be holding a giant LMG, but hey, more reason to pick this one up now. There's also a new Nendoroid of Kurumi that's been announced, and yes, I will get that as well and add it to the collection. But if you needed more Chisato and Takina, we're also getting a training wear version from Quest Q, which I don't know, might just be them in jerseys. Kind of curious how this looks. And also like a rocker version of them from Spirit Tail. The rocker version, I might get. The outfits look pretty good overall, or so far. But to fill out my REM quota for this video, Fudio is helping out by giving us a military version. There's also a RAM that goes along with her, and they look really, really cute. This might be a pickup. I don't know yet. Give me the painted prototype, and I will decide then. Fingers crossed, FNX, you paint this well, please. Pretty please. Moving on to a couple of Chainsaw Man announcements. There's gonna be a new Aki in town, and no, it's not the Mythios one, it's an Eastream version. This one actually has a fox spirit, and he's doing Kon, so it looks pretty cool. The only uncool part, I guess, would be the price, but you kind of expected that by now. I know a lot of people are going to be comparing the two, and it just depends on what you like more. There's also a Makima that's going to be accompanying this, which has like nothing with it. It's super simple. It's just her with some blood spatter and her putting on a coat. Depending on the price of this one, this might be the best Makima, or it will be heavily trolled into obscurity because of the price. So we'll see. It's on them to price it right, I guess. Eastream's also going to be doing more of the Jujutsu Kaisen line. We're going to get a Megumi and a Itadori. I know we also got another Itadori before this one, but this one, he should be keeping his shirt on, hopefully. But the figure that I'm most excited for has to be their Geto that they're releasing. Also from Jujutsu Kaisen, and he looks really good. There's a lot of effects whirling around, which has me a little bit worried, but hopefully it'll be in that ballpark of what they did with one of their Gojos and isn't too expensive. One can dream. I'm assuming this will be closer to 30,000 anyways, so yeah, I guess I'm just gonna pony up the cash if I really want this one. Finishing up the video, we're going to talk about one figure that has been gathering a lot of notoriety recently, and that's the Prime 1 Hatsumi Miku. This is a quarter scale, and for the deluxe version, because there's two, there's like a poor person version and a stupidly expensive one. The stupidly expensive one's like $1,400. Don't know who's buying this Prime 1. Maybe you guys should just stick with statues. I mean, your statues are fire. They look great, they're awesome, they're heavy, they take up a lot of space. I don't know. You guys let me know. Would you spend that much for a quarter scale figure with just some speakers lying around beside it? I don't think it's overly necessary, and maybe they thought that as well because we are getting a cheaper version. I mean, I guess they're taking some feedback from the community. I know that was a decent amount of figures that we talked about, but that's not everything that was announced or updated, so I'm going to be leaving some links in the description so you can go and check everything else out if you're curious. Of course, if you guys enjoyed the video though, please consider giving this a big old like, and let me know in the comment section down below what you're most excited for. Something we talked about or something I missed. My name is Derek, and I'll see you next time. Bye!